Hey guys, well there hasn't been a whole lot of time for updates on the Ford Escort here. We've been really scrambling to get this thing done in time for the Derby here in Fort Wayne. So just wanted to give you guys a quick walk around. I have done a lot of work since the last video. There's been a lot of ball painting, a lot of painting. So we got we left the original pink and then just kind of painted around it. So we've got some black here and fade. Some of you might recognize that bumper that it used to actually be on the Jeep Cherokee. We have put that on the front of this thing. Should be pretty solid. It used to have a plastic bumper, so now it's got this bumper. That ought to be pretty good for what we need. Got some really nice snow tires we picked up. They're 14-inch rims, but only 4 lugs, so that made things a little more interesting. But we got those. We did have to bend the strut towers a little bit to get the tires to clear, but it all fits and works and no problems. Just decided to wire the door this time. You're allowed to weld, but in the sake of time we just decided to wire it, which should be, again, just perfectly fine. See what else we got going in here. We also got the roll cage in. Fuel lines running here. We got the wire going to the fuel pump. This is a manual transmission, so we got the shifter still and the clutch and everything, so we're gonna see how that goes. Hopefully it's fun and doesn't prove to be that challenging. It is a hydraulic clutch, so that'll be a major benefit versus the Spirit, where we had all those mechanical issues with the clutch linkages popping out. So hopefully that works out well. Get the fuel switch up there too. Just keep on walking around, I guess. I did a lot of ball painting here on the back of the car. It looks pretty solid. Did a little bit of Valium in the for the trunk lid there, but did ball painting on the whole back of the car as well as the front fenders. Just kind of turning them all inside out and pounding them in. So hopefully we can control the bend a little bit more, and just made it a little more stiff. So we'll see what happens. It takes a lot of time, but it usually helps. And we do have the donuts on the back as well. We have the big snow tires in the front, and then just the little donuts in the back. Hopefully it'll work just like that Cadillac last year. You get hit a whole bunch of times, the donuts start to drag, kind of like skis in the mud. And that allows you to basically, compress your whole back end up against your back seat as far as you really can. And as long as those things can still slide on the mud, you usually can stay in. So if you run a compact or anything with front wheel drive, definitely make sure to throw some donuts on the back. It'll make your life a lot easier, and you're more likely to last longer because of it. We're allowed 5 places for wire, so I got 5 places. It's a hatch, so I don't have to worry about cutting a hole or anything in it. Hopefully they can just look in the back. And didn't do much to the very back, but mainly because that's going to be the working end of this car. There's really no benefit to me pre-bending anything back there, so just got the trunk lid down, and hopefully that'll be enough. More ball painting on this side. It did turn out alright. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but I got some nice sharp ridges going down the car. This lighting actually works out really good at showing you the ridges. So a lot of ball painting, but hopefully it proves to be worth it and pays off. Just keep on going around. More wire on the door here. It's pink with black fade. So we're going to run some letters, numbers on it. Not really sure exactly what number we're running yet, even though we're running tonight. But I think it's going to be 89.3, same as what we have been doing with our sponsor. We're going to be doing the decals here shortly today, and then hopefully wrap this car up and be ready to go. So just looking ahead at what's left. We got to get the gas tank filled up and covered. We got to paint all the sponsorship decals and everything on it. That's pretty much about it. Oh, and then foam on the driver's door. And I'm also going to run an in-car cam. I'm going to have the GoPro mounted in this. We're going to try to do that a lot this year. So Ran it in my dad's Spirit. You'll see videos eventually up once the season slows down of that. Same thing for the in-car of this car. That'll be posted a little later once the season slows down and there's not so many events going on. But I'm going to have it mounted right up here in the back on the ceiling so you can kind of see what I see, and hopefully it proves to be pretty cool and a little easier to watch than the video from last year. My helmet unfortunately hit the camera and pretty early on in the heat, and it was a little hard to watch, but hopefully this proves to be a little more interesting. It'll be neat to watch, and you know, check it out for sure. So just kind of show you guys what we did in here for all the wiring. It's pretty normal to what we usually do. Got the battery box and the battery, but what we do is we take all the electrical for the fuel injection and everything that we absolutely have to have, and we basically just tuck it right up on against the firewall using a bunch of zip ties. Just kind of zip tie it all up in a big bundle. Make sure everything that you need to ground is grounded. As well as you can tuck stuff into your battery box as well to try to keep it dry and safe. So that's what we did there. Let's just do a last little walk around here. Inside, under the hood, pretty much got everything cleaned up and done. Time permitting, we may move the air cleaner, the air filter actually with the mass airflow sensor. Try to move that into the car by just putting an extension piece in there. We've done it before. It's worth the effort, but sometimes with time permitting, you just can't do everything, and I'm kind of afraid that might be something we don't quite get to. But other than that, it's pretty much just cleaned up down here. Looks pretty well ready to go. Got the radiator flushed, so it's just water, no antifreeze. Took the thermostat and gutted that, put that back together. Just cleaned up all the vacuum lines and everything, so she's running pretty good, and it ought to be a good time. You know, one thing I do need to say, and this is Alex by the way, but I have never run a compact class before. We've done the Spirit, we've done some other things. I mean, I guess I technically ran the compact trucks, which was the Jeep, but that didn't really last very long when I drove it. So I'm really looking forward to just checking out this compact class and just see how it goes. You know, this will be my first time doing it. Slightly different animal than what I'm used to running, which would be like the Mercury and something with a big V8. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's a lot of fun. So be sure to check out the videos of the derby of this car. Maybe I'll be pretty slick and post some links right here on the video, so that way you guys can go check it out. And I guess until the next video, we'll talk to you later, guys.